Hello everybody and welcome to another guide and tutorial for the golden shot. Difficult level is medium and I will give you 5 shots on this very difficult part 3 of the Old Bridge Park here in Golf Clash the game. Before we take a closer look, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification. For those of you that do want to improve your game even more, go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy for the ultimate tournament guides, Pro Expert and Master, and the exclusive tour text guides. You can also scan the QR code that is on our golden shot text guide. So we're gonna play hole number 7 here, and I didn't want to have this one. And the reason for that is that this is a very bumpy one. However, though, I had actually a lot of success on this one. Not on this account, but generally when playing this one. It's not going to be a money one. I would personally not recommend to invest money to play anything else than the free shot. That's my recommendation. You don't have to follow that if you don't want to, but that's what I think. So, we can win the Onyx chest for the hole-in-one. We do have the Fire chest for the yellow ring, Scarlet chest for the red ring, Topaz chest for the light blue ring, and then HIO chest for the dark blue ring. Press the question mark on the top right to get to the more frequently asked questions about the golden shot. If you have more questions or just experience an error, then you press the button called Contact Us, which is Swedish for Contact Us. We're going to play with the Golden Wood Club and Driver. We're going to play with the Golden Wood Club in all the crosswinds and tailwinds, and when it comes to headwinds, we're going to have to play Driver. Max plus 10 for Wood Club, minimum distance plus 10 for a Driver. And you see the VPR table on the right. The green numbers are Driver, the red ones are Wood Club. Let's take a look at the landing position. And we're going to start with the one that is for cross and tailwind. We're going to make this one a little bit small, actually. So here you have complete max distance. Yellow ring to the right by the rough line. You don't have to do this before spin. You can add spin if you would like that before that too. But yellow ring to the right by the rough line in complete max distance. Because +4 is complete max distance with the Golden Wood Club. And we all have the same level because there's only one level of the golden wood, or all the golden club for that matter. When it comes to headwind, now it is important that we are setting up our target before we're adding spins, because we are looking for the ball guideline like that. So you have the bullseye to be just by the edge of the rough, with the second bounce in between the dark and the bright green square row. And even though it looks scary close to missing the rough, the headwind will compress the ball guideline, so we will land further back into the rough. And that's why we are starting so high up, so we can make sure that we are gonna clip the rough. Otherwise, it's very easy to fall too far back, and you're not gonna have any good success with that at all. I will have some shots for you, and let's take a look at them all. I'm gonna talk you through it, obviously. So we do have the tailwind, more crosswind than tailwind. I would have to have it said there. Top of the +4 with the yellow ring to the right by the rough, 3.2 backspin and 1 right spin there. 4.7 miles per hour. We are going to take a look at the red column there. So it's 2.5 rings, and we're always gonna pull over the bullseye. Centered ball, hit perfect. And when you're now looking, obviously, to get close to pin, you can see here now that we're bouncing very close to the rough line. And even though, what can I say, I don't like to bounce close to the rough line. And the reason for that is that obviously it's easier than to mess up with a grate. But as the flatter part on that bumpy fairway is more to the right, so that's why I'm pushing to be more on the right side in tailwind there. Getting the yellow ring, that's fine. You can see we're getting a high bounce, and we are doing that and with some backspin to try to control the distance in the best possible way. Now, similar wind, once again, we do have the yellow ring to the right by the rough line, and then we're going to apply spins. And you can see here now that I'm adding a little bit more backspin this time, because I don't want to come in as hot as I did just now. So adding 1 right spin and then approximately 3.8 backspin. Again, it's an in-between angle, very tough to read on this one. 4.1 miles per hour is 2.2 rings, and we are going to pull over the bullseye. Center the ball and hit perfect. Perfect ball. And we are going to bounce once again on the fairway, and we're getting it over. You can see here once again we are going to miss to the right hand side, but the speed though is much better. So now we feel that we do have a really good read on the backspin. Now we just need to correct when it comes to the side spin, so we get that one too. But I mean, with that type of shot, I will take the yellow rain all day and every day. So next one. Now we do have a more, well, yeah, I could call this one a straight crosswind coming left to right. We set it up the same way in crosswind and having the yellow rain to the right by the rough line. And then we will be applying spins and 3.5 backspin. And I'm using 1 right spin in this scenario. 4 miles per hour is going to be 2.1 rings. We're following the red numbers, and we're going to pull over the bullseye. Center ball hit perfect, and we will have a good speed. However, though, we will still not get the direction, the direction correct, which is obviously unfortunate, but that's just something we're going to have to work with. So we get it in here, and even though we would be having the speed, we would most likely would have missed that on the right hand side. However, though, we are getting there. We're getting closer. We're getting once again the yellow ring, which is good. Now, 2 more shots to go here, and we take a look at a headwind one. It's about time, right? So we're using the bullseye to be just by the edge of the rough line. You can see that I'm moving up, so it shows that it bounces on the fairway. Then I back up to find the position. And here you can see I'm playing with 3.6 backspin. I'm using 1 right spin together with that as well. Now we look at the green numbers. 3.6 miles per hour is going to be 2.3 rings. And we're going to pull over the bullseye. Once again, you don't have to be scared about this missing the rough, because it won't. I mean, if you do that, you have made a massive error, and that's something I do believe everyone watching here will manage to stay without doing. Perfect ball, and we will bounce into the rough, and you can see here that the ball will roll here. Now it takes that and it rolls down there, taking that slope and getting it right at pin. No, not maybe right at pin, but kind of right at pin for a beautiful hole-in-one here in the headwind angle. You can see there, you know, the idea is to really have the ball to just fall down in a nice pace. And again, doing the rough bump, the difficult part is to get that roll down and get it into and have it roll in a nice pace. Now, then we do have the northwest wind here. It's more or less bang on northwest in my opinion here. So we're gonna go 3.8 backspin, and I'm using 1.2 right spin. And 4.6 miles per hour, we'll look at the red numbers once again. And the 4.6, I mean, we don't have that listed, but based on what your Clash Caddy or notebook is telling you, that's the number that you're going to pull. So I'm pulling 2.5 rings, or like 2.4, maybe it's the more accurate ones. Pull over bullseye, center the ball, and hit perfect. And this is going to be, in my opinion, I would rather have tailwind and crosswind than I would be having headwind, based on hitting perfect, because it feels easier to control the distance with that high bounce and then on the green. Now getting a little bit lucky doing the third bounce into the hole, but as we're having the backspin, we'll still stop very short, but I'll take it. I mean, I'm not complaining about that hole in one. That's always nice. The only chest here to finish up: Rough Cutter, the Viper, we do have the Apocalypse, and then we do have some Kingmakers as well. There we do have it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's take a look at the text guide, as always made by Tony Richardson, based on my shots and my shots alone. Make sure to download the text guide through the Imgur link in the description, or you go to our website golfclashtommy.com. You can find a lot of free content on golfclashtommy.com. We start on the left, which is green, and that is headwind. Before spin, bullseye just by edge of rough line, second bounce in between dark and bright green square row. We do have the min plus 10 as adjustment with our driver, and then we do have the spins: direct headwind, 3.5 backspin, 0.7 right spin, wind coming left to right with headwind, 3.7 backspin and 1 right spin, wind coming right to left with headwind, 3.7 backspin and half a bar of a right spin. Looking at the red data now, which is the tailwind and the crosswind. Yellow rain by rough line at complete max distance, and that is before spin as well. You can use the ball guideline as a reference. You don't have to, but you can. I mean, you can add spin as well. The biggest focus point is the yellow rain. Then we do have wood, which is max plus 10 as an adjustment there. And then we're going to take a look at the spins. Direct tailwind, 4 backspin, 1 right spin. Wind coming left to right with tailwind, 3.8 backspin, 0.8 right spin. Wind coming right to left with tailwind, 3.8 backspin, 1.2 right spin. Wind coming left to right with direct crosswind, 3.5 backspin, half a bar of a right spin. Wind coming right to left with crosswind, 3.5 backspin, and 1.5 bar of a right spin. Thank you so much everybody for watching this guide for the golden shot. This is a tough one. We do not recommend to invest in additional shots here because it's an inconsistent one, and obviously if you do want to invest you do that yourself, but it's not going to be that par 3 where we're gonna call money at the end. But with your free shot we are confident that you will get a good chest if following the guide correctly. Get our guides for tour play and tournament play as well by subscribing on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Thank you once again. Good luck in your Golf Clash game.